Hello, all, and welcome to the Good Witch. This is a very important message that you need to stay and listen to all of. Let's start it out by saying that. This is a message from the Divine. We will do a pick a card reading, but please know that this is an intuitive ancestral message straight from the Divine, straight from me to you, straight from source to you through me. Let me correct that. But we're going to do a pick a card reading, and you're going to pick a number 1, 2, or 3. So pick your number, and by the time I get into the reading, you should know where you belong. Some of you will belong in more than one place. And honestly, at this point, it would not hurt for you to listen to all of it, okay? So, Spirit has some questions for you. And each set of numbers, each number is going to have a series of questions all its own as of now. And y'all know I channel, so we'll just go straight through it, okay? Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. If you are new, welcome, welcome. If you are returning, welcome back. Know that you are loved, know that I am loved, and know that I send nothing but love and positivity to you. Sometimes I may say things that you are not comfortable with. I might ask you to answer some real hard questions. So at this point in this reading, I'm going to ask you to get your pen and pad out, because some of y'all going to need to take notes. Okay? Like I said, remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment. 1. What are you waiting for? What is it in your life that's holding you back? And this ain't some BS. This is really some questions that I need you to answer. I don't want to hear, I'm waiting for the right amount of money. That's BS. I don't want to hear, I'm waiting on this person to act right. BS. You need to dig deep and ask yourself, what are you waiting on? Because it's something in you that you are waiting on, something in you that you are holding on to. I know, y'all, I told you might not like this, but it's necessary and it's needed, okay? All right, family. Y'all know what it is. Okay. What are you waiting? What are you holding on to that you know you need to let go of? What's holding you back? I know that's a lot of questions. It's a whole mouthful. That's why I told you to get your pen and your pad. If you didn't, pause it, rewind it, listen to it again, and write it down. Write down the questions, and you need to answer these the night you watch this or the day you watch this. At least at some point in the day, listen to it. You don't have to listen to it twice, some of you. But you need to know the answer to these questions, because only you can answer that without assistance. You need to go inside and answer that, okay? Number 1. Group 1, let's get into it. You have the Fool in reverse. You have the 6 of Swords in reverse. And you have the 3 of Swords in reverse. And you have the Tower card. And no, this is your internal life. This is what's going on with you internally. And this basically says that you're stagnant in some area of your life and you've just made yourself comfortable in it. Something that 5 years ago, 6 years ago, maybe even some of you have been so stagnant for so long, 15-year-old you would have never accepted. But you've accepted it not because you like it, but because you got comfortable. Not comfortable like a cushy couch. Comfortable like I done sat here so long that my legs numb and I don't want to move. Okay? So it's only comfortable when you don't move. When you start to move, you start to tingle. It starts to be a little bit uncomfortable. And then it eventually starts to hurt because you've been sitting there so long. Comfortable to the point to where some of you gonna form sores on your energetic butts from not moving. Okay? Off your ass and on your feet, number 1, especially when it comes to your spiritual life. Some of you know what you should be doing. You used to trust yourself. And you've been So busy avoiding conflict that you have stopped fully trusting yourself the way you used to. You're so afraid of being judged by a mistake that you made, or you're so busy judging others from a mistake that they made. And that there's two different sets, or it could be the same person with both issues. You judge yourself so hardly that you judge other people way too harshly. Now, I don't want y'all to think that I don't love y'all. I do love y'all. I love you very much, and that's why I'm coming to you this way to tell you this. I could be one of those readers or one of those witches or whatever you want to call me that comes on here and gives you some nonsense and tells you what you want to hear, that you are perfect in every way and everything is laid at your feet. I will not. We're going to get into it, okay? So I will tell you that you are amazing, that you are beautiful, that you are loved, and that you are loved by Spirit, by the Divine, by God, by the ancestors. You are loved. But when there is work to be done, there is work to be done. Okay? Tired and all. Yeah. And you, dear, have work to do. Prince of Disc. You focused in, you actually are compartmentalizing a lot of your life. But you're leaving this area of stagnancy so untouched that it is just festering. It's really ugly. So I need you to figure out what you're not letting go of, what you're holding on to, okay? What are you holding on to that is keeping you from being your greatest self? What are you holding on to that's keeping you from being that mother, sister, friend, brother that you need to be? What is it that you're holding on to that's stopping you from not, you've started the business or you have the idea for the business, but acting on the business? What is it that you're holding on to that's making you feel like you're not worthy of the love that you thought existed at one time? What is it that you're holding on to? God, I hope y'all can hear me. What is it that you're holding on to? For those of you, I want to share. I want this to be a conversation. Share with me in the comments. Number one is, what are you holding on to? And if you do that, I'll try to leave you some messages in the comments of what I feel like you can do to let go of that. What do we think how do we help that, okay? Okay. There's always a way. True. You don't always need to speak your mind. You don't always have to get everything off your chest. But that doesn't mean you hold on to it. Some of you feel like you are growing as a person and you decided, well, I'm not gonna give that my energy. Great. Don't. But just because you don't speak on it doesn't mean you're not giving it your energy. If you're holding on to it because you can't speak on it, that just means you're holding on to it. Now, if you've just let it go and you're fine and you're over and you're done with it, that's different. But a lot of you are saying that you're over and done with something when in reality, you're holding on to it, letting it fester, and you're not letting go of it. Some of you are holding on to some things from childhood. There was some molestation. There was some abandonment. There was a financial struggle that you went through with as a child, some things that you witnessed that you held on to, and now you're so tight with your own resources that you can't grow them. You're so tight with your own money, your own finance, your own, I would say investments, but you're scared to invest. That you're with your own financial situation, that your children are starting to question their worth because nothing they want is a good investment for you. You do the bare minimum and you're giving them bare minimum energy. There's nothing wrong with saving. I'm not saying don't save. I'm saying, what are you holding on to that's causing you to have negative results. You know if you're having negative results from this or not. You know if you're excessive. Internally, you know if you're being excessive, and you know if that's for you. Some of you are holding on to shit that didn't even happen. You're holding on to the thought of something. You're holding on to something somebody told you was going to happen. A wives' tale. You're afraid it's going to ruin you. Some of you, look, I hate putting my sisters on blast, but it's a couple of you who pick number one. Some of you are holding on to the thought that all men are dogs. Some shit like that. That's not the case, sis. That's not the case at all. But somebody told you that, and that hasn't even proven to be true for you. You might have been with the same dude since high school, but you treat him like shit because you think that he doing something that he ain't even doing yet, because you're going to drive him to it. So let's be aware of what we're holding on to and what's, because sometimes what we hold on to is what's holding on to us, okay? And we'll come back to number ones at the end, and we'll break it down some. Let's look at our number twos. Oh, okay. My number twos. Please remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment all. Who are you trying to protect? Who are you trying to protect, number twos? Who are you trying to create? There's a person that you are trying to make fit into a category in your life in which they don't fit. Who are you trying to mold into some form of something that you want them to be instead of allowing them to be who they truly are? You want them because you want the idea of them, but you don't want them for who they are. So you're trying to groom them into the person that you want to be. Now, that's some of you, and the others are protecting someone. Someone bad. Someone very negative. Someone who is very manipulative. And some people that you know, some people that you admire have told you that this person is very manipulative. You've seen the manipulation. You've watched them lie from one friend to the other friend to the other friend. You've seen them talk about people. Spirit getting y'all shit today. So hopefully after we go through this, we'll regroup and come back again. Okay? So, look. But you're protecting them. You can't save everyone. Some of you might even be protecting some people that have hurt you. Some people somebody that everybody thinks you cut off. Some of you are protecting a company that's doing some very wicked things. Or you're keeping some very wicked company and trying to pass them off as righteous. And you're going to be guilty by association if you're not careful, okay? Maya Angelou said it best. When someone tells you who they are, believe them. Believe them, y'all. You can be as good as you want to someone, and they're still going to be who they are. You're not going to change them. You're not going to make them into the person that you want them to be. They're not going to mold. They're not going to fold. People do change, but they change when they want to and for their own reasons. They won't do it for you. And a lot of you have narcissists in your presence, and you are protecting them. And there's nothing wrong with loving a narcissist, I suppose, if that's what you want to do, but be aware that that's what you're doing. And don't try to act like they're not. And you're not going to be able to protect them from the shit that they do outside of you. Because the things that you tolerate, everyone else is not going to tolerate. You're afraid of changes, but they're coming. You have the devil, the death card, judgment, Queen of Swords, and the Magnus. You're creating your own reality right now, but you're going to have to go through some changes. And you're going to have to allow the people around you to go through some changes. There's someone that you're protecting that's changing. They're growing. They're turning into this person that they want to be. Or even if they don't want to be, they're turning into this person. They're changing because of things that they're experiencing and things that they're reading and things that they're seeing. And you're almost trying to protect them from themselves because you know if they turn into the person that they want to turn into or that they already are, you're going to have to cut them off for your own good, and you don't want to. So you're trying to baby step them into being someone else. I understand if this is a child, a small child, a medium-sized child even. But if this is your 36-year-old son, dear, he is who he is. If this is your 40-year-old daughter, baby, she is who she is. You're going to have to learn to love them where they are. Even if that means from a distance. Okay? We'll come back to number 2. So that was question number 1. Oh, yeah. Oh, child. They keep apologizing. They keep apologizing for the same thing. And then they do that shit again. Because they know as long as they apologize. You keep letting a robber in your house that say they won't rob you no more, and then they rob you blind. Number 3. You are enough. But you are not consistent. Y'all, this ain't what I meant for. This ain't what I thought. Anyway, but I knew it was going to be heavy because I could feel it. You are enough. Number 3. You are enough. You are way more than enough. You are so freaking much. You are so fucking much, okay? You're enough. But you're inconsistent. Every time something goes slightly wrong, you need a new beginning and you're unhappy about it. Just because you have a bad day doesn't mean you're in depression. Just because you're worried doesn't mean you need to stop and move on and try something different. If you were selling t-shirts and you sold 10 yesterday and you only sold 4 today, it doesn't mean shut the fucking company down. If you sold 10 yesterday, 4 today, 7 tomorrow, and none on Sunday, it doesn't mean shut the company down. Okay? Be consistent. Worrying is natural. Just don't dwell in it. Who are you giving your energy to? That's the question I need you to answer. Who or what are you putting all of your positive energy into, if not yourself? You're giving, number 3 is you're giving so much of yourself to something outside of yourself that you feel like you have nothing left. You feel vacant sometimes. And you feel like, okay, well, maybe I'm going through a depression. It's not necessarily depression. It's more like you need an energetic refuel. You need to, A, remember that you're enough. B, accept that you can't give to people who never give anything back to you. Some of them aren't even giving a thank you. They don't respect you and they're not respecting your boundaries. And the more you give, the more they take, the more they expect. And it's an ongoing cycle. How long are you going to stay in this cycle? You're going to have to break this bad habit. because you're giving to this person that's not new, or this thing. Some of you, it's a job. Some of you, it's a church. Some of you, it's some part of your life that fills you with nothing but drama, and you're looking for it to refill you, and it's not. But you think, okay, if I just give a little bit more. Sweetheart, if you give a little bit more when you're on E, if you try to siphon gas out of a gas tank that's empty, your car is going to break. Your car is going to stop. You're not going to go anywhere. You're not going to go far. You're not going to go anywhere because you're going to be too fucking tired. Look, take care of you and remember that you are enough. I know we always say adjust. I'm going to adjust my crown. I'm going to fix my crown. Even kings and queens take their crowns off when they lay down and go to sleep. You need to rest when it comes to giving. You need to take a nap when it comes to helping. You need to realize that people will survive without you. They survived before you got there. And if they didn't, they will have to survive if you die before them. So you can't be everybody's crutch. And the people who make you feel bad for not being their crutch when you've been their crutch for so long, tell them the good witch said fuck them. But, you know, you probably won't do that. But you can explain it to them in the nicest way possible, because I feel like that's what you will do. Most of you. Explain it to them, tell them you just need some time for you, and they'll call you selfish. But if you're not selfish for you, who can you expect to be selfish for you? It's really not selfish because you're honestly refueling yourself up so you can give some more. If you explain it that way, they'll ease up a bit. I like my answer better, but you know. Y'all nice ones. Even when you don't want to be. Now, let's go back over these numbers. Number 1. You need to be looking for something white. And you need to be looking for someone to forgive. It's something about a rock and some water. Some of you have been by a lake or some body of water that with this person, or sat there and thought about this person. Whoever that person is, they don't truly mean you harm, but it is someone you need to forgive, and that's not for everybody. If it's not for you, leave it where it lies, okay? But if there's a James or a Jamie, I need you to reach out to me. Somebody with the name starting with a J, and this could be you or someone you're very close to. Reach out to me, send me an email. You're probably going to need a reading, a personal reading. Just the Wheel of Fortune wants to turn into your favor, but there's something very specific that you need to do. So if that's you, let me know. Okay, also number 1s, this is everybody. Don't dig. I want you to dig, but you're not looking for the minor details. You're looking for that thing. You'll feel it in your gut when you think about it. You'll feel it in your gut when you think about it. I'm really interested in you, and I want to know what you come up with. If you don't mind telling me, leave it in the comments. Let's form our family love, and let's help each other, okay? Let's help each other, and let's form our little community, and so you have somewhere to confide in. You have somewhere where you can be the real you without form of judgment or anything like that. Now, I am very blunt, but I do not judge. And stop being such a perfectionist all the time. Number 2s, what you want is coming, but stop rushing it. Stop rushing it. Stop stressing about it. Stop rushing it. The more you stress, you push it farther and farther and farther away. The more you stress, You put that negative energy out there to it, to where you're thinking that it's not going to come, so it's taking longer to get there. It's on the way, but you put so much negative energy towards it that it's just pushing itself farther and farther and farther away. But don't rush it. Don't stress about it. Trust. And some of you are very much going to end up with a blank slate, because after seeing this, and you know who I'm talking about, you'll understand that this person is never going to be who you want them to be, the way you want them to be it. So you're either going to give them a blank slate and allow them to be themselves and see if that's someone you can learn to love, or you're going to let them go. Even if it's a relative and it's not someone you're in a relationship with, you'll see them on holidays and you're going to stop trying to grow up a grown-up, okay? Number 3s. Okay. I see you. I see you. You are going to retreat into yourself for a while. And you'll fail. Even if you fail a couple of times at not giving, it'll start becoming a more common practice for you to say no when you want to. You're afraid of your no. You're afraid to say no to people because you don't want them to reject you. You don't want to hurt their feelings. You feel like if you don't do it, who will? Well, honestly, love, it's not your responsibility. And everything doesn't need to be done by you. But you'll fail at that a couple of times. But you're going to eventually start getting more and more comfortable with your no's. Some of you are extremely not assertive. And you're going to have to work on your assertiveness. Believe it or not, counseling is not a bad thing. When I was probably I was like a preteen, teenager, I had counseling for assertiveness because I wasn't assertive at all. So, and yes, I am the good witch. I am in healthcare, and I am a life coach, a health coach by nature. By nature and by certifications in colleges and whatnot. So I'm not just randomly spewing out things to you, okay? But this was a very divine message. It was not the message that I intended to bring. I always prefer to bring love, light, and happiness messages. And honestly, if you make the changes that you need to make, this is a love, light, happiness, powerful message. And I appreciate you. I miss you. Monthly readings are coming. And I will be doing more with the Good Witch, but I really just needed your time and your energy tonight for this. And I've been meaning to come on here. And you know me, if y'all chilling with me, we can talk for a while. I am very much a perfectionist. I am a Virgo. So I am very much a perfectionist. So coming on with no makeup, coming on with my hair all rotted up and just so it can be curly, coming on with just not in the way that I normally do with everything just done up, was uncomfortable for me. But I really, really, really wanted to get this message out to you guys. I really appreciate all of you. And I'm so grateful for you. The power of the ancestors, actually no. The power of the Orishas has been moving so much lately. And honestly, if you guys are still here, you're my diehards. Let's see. Yeah, you saw that? That's a mess, but it's okay. I'm pulling from the Orisha deck for you. The Orishas have been moving so massively. There's such a massive pull towards them. True. A lot of them have been they're being used inappropriately. But even negative talk is still talk, and it builds energy towards it. So A, be mindful what you give your energy to. B, tap into your spirituality. Tap into your spirituality in a very heavy way, okay? Let's see if we have a message from the Orishas. Ooh. Ooh. Alekba. I love him. I love it. Actually, that's nope. Where is it? That one. My Legba altar is down here, and he is just amazing and does amazing things if you know how to use him. Some of you are gonna have to step out of your ego. We're not acting in ego. We understand that changes are coming. Changes are coming in a very major way for us. And now is the time to where you tap into your spirituality. You start thinking all of those positive thoughts and you get ahead of it. Now is the time for you to be ahead of everyone else. The waves are shifting. They're shifting, they're shifting, they're shifting. And everything that you once wanted and thought you could never have is at your fingertips as long as you know that you can have it. Don't make it a question. You have to know, okay? The message from the Orishas is don't question it, don't think, don't perceive. You must know. You must know what it is that you want. Do not focus on what you do not want. You want to know and focus on all that you want. At the bottom of the deck, the earth, sitting on top of the world. You're going to focus your intentions. You're going to focus your energy under whatever moon it is. Right now it's the Pisces full moon. Fine. The corn moon. Fine. That's great. It's loving. It's wonderful. It's emotional. But I don't care what the moon cycle is for this particular statement. I need you, my loves, my diehards, the ones who are still here at 32:11, 32 minutes, 11 seconds in, to focus on what it is you truly want. And give that attention every day. Give that attention for 4 or 5 minutes a day. And watch what happens in your life within the next 6 months, 3 months, even shorter. But don't stop because you see a little bit of change. Make sure that you know that the longer you do it, the bigger the change. I'm not talking about what I don't know, y'all, okay? 2020 has been an amazing year. Yes, we've had some losses, we've had some transitions, but we've also had some really big wins, and spiritually, universally, collectively, us, the ones that are still here, we're going to be in an amazing place. And I'm happy that you are a part of my tribe. I'm happy that I'm inviting you into my family. I am happy that you have allowed me to become a part of your life, and that you have become a part, and that you've become a part of mine, okay? So do that for us and focus on what you do want, because I want to see you grow, okay? Peace, love, and light. Remember to like, share, subscribe, and comment from the Good Witch.